yeah, I think we should get right into the picks and bans for Pofke versus Tabsies then, yeah?
Agreed on that. Let's get him up. So with this reminder, because Pofke is the higher seed, he does get to choose if he wants to play or first or second, and gets to choose the spy first or second. What's going to end up happening is Tabsy is going to be first to select and first to spy. Pretty typical.
Yeah. But yeah, Pofke does like to keep that early sniper advantage going into the set, and the first selection being Tabsy is probably a counter pick available for Pofke, so.
Yeah, so looking at the bans here, it's Tabsy's banning Veranda and Pofke banning TN. TN, not an unsurprising ban, and Veranda, very much a ban against Pofke, I would assume.
Yeah, Pofke does like Veranda quite a bit, so.
And then looking at the selections here, our doubled maps are going to be Balcony and Courtyard. Balcony being the big news here.
Yeah, Balcony and Courtyard, these two honestly could not be any different. Balcony is very swingy, has a lot that can go down, while Courtyard is a very tried and true, there isn't much to be swung. Pofke trying to lock down the game there, while Thabsy's trying to get an advantage on the swingy venue, perhaps seeing themselves as the underdog.
And then what we got here in the single maps, we got High Rise and Aquarium being picked by Tabsies, and Library and Ballroom being picked by Pofke. Ballroom will be our last map if we get to it.
Yeah, these last four, all of these last four venues do have quite a bit of spy agency to them. High Rise, a little bit swingy, while Library, Aquarium, and Ballroom all have things that the spy can do to actively force a win and force the sniper to not be able to catch them. However, Library and Ballroom still have a lot of ability. I think this is Pofke's pick, right? So Library and Ballroom have a lot to say. I'm going to lock you down as a sniper, and I'm going to beat you with a better spy.
Yeah, looking at Tabsy's picks here in a whole picture, Balcony, High Rise, Aquarium. We are up for some shenanigans, and really this looks like underdog picks to me. This looks like I want to pick maps that have a bit more variability, and Balcony and High Rise definitely do. Let's get those
Yeah,
first game up here. It's going to be Balcony. I'm looking at Mom here in the corner. Teal
Yeah,
in the corner. Teal in
there
the
you go.
corner.
That's the one. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
And she's looking at the corner. We're looking at Tabsies versus Pofke, and this is for gold. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, Balcony is a very surprisingly deep venue to play, especially between these two players. It's very surreal. It happens a lot in the sniper's head, and every move matters from both the AIs and the spy. So we'll see how that goes. Unfortunately, we don't have time to go into every important move that happens this game, but we do have an early flirt at Windows, and we don't pick up a highlight for it. And honestly, I think Irish gets shot this game. She stepped on our
Oh,
toes.
geez, a step out too.
She stepped on our toes. She white BB'd, and she just leaves the conversation. That
Yeah,
looks very bad for Irish. So
the
Pofke
question
trying
is,
to.
do you really do a BB split on balcony? The
I mean,
answer is, I don't think I do. I don't think you do. I think Tabsies has such a
oh, but
reputation for doing cheeky plays. Oh,
look, she went for a bug path after that briefcase too. It's a little bit of
the,
a cheeky bug path for sure, but we'll
and the
see
step
if.
over right next to red dress. This looks like a flirt too.
Oh god.
It's gonna come down here if we can get red dress back in the conversation. I think our flirt's good to go. We don't have the highlight yet. We don't wait around too much here. We're actually interrupting for the flirt. It's gonna be 10 seconds.
Yeah, and I think what's so important about Irish right now, even though she's not getting shot, it doesn't matter because she's taking up so much attention, and we were just able to get those flirts done without ever really being suspected, just because she was just too big of a suspect. There's a lot of attention paid to Irish that game, big highlight, as well as the other highlight in Smallman, trying to make sure that he doesn't get a random bug. That we just kind of flew under the radar with all of our flirts, and Fabs he picks up the first game.
Yeah, fantastic there from Tabsies, though. It's pretty straightforward. I think as the person who needs to win more games, spy wins are incredibly crucial. We got Pofke here on boots, of all people. Her talks are very visible, and all you do on balcony is talk. And we'll get this started in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, sometimes perhaps though your talks might, it might be a good thing that your talks are visible. The sniper tends to think on balcony that they've seen everything, they can see everything, and that is usually true. But you've
Smallman
got
wants to
Smallman in the
dive.
cast.
So Smallman does a bug path. We had a 3 stack of people who were all right next to each other at windows. We were actually the 4th and only got 21%. Oh goodness. We got another active AI. This doesn't look that unsimilar from the Irish that we just saw, but Smallman this time.
Yeah, Smallman picks up that highlight from Tabsies, thinking the same thing. Maybe this activity is because the spy is in fact this character, and Pofke, including Smallman in the party as the seduction target, probably on purpose. Smallman is one of the biggest suspects you could have on this venue. Getting these early contacts, and you got to suspect the bug.
We
In
were
this case, though,
just in time there for the flirt. Smallman just gives us enough time. I think this is perfect, honestly, in distance. This looks like a good 28% white. Preferably just hit the green and don't have to worry about the percentages. We're not high lit. This is half the battle. Now we just need to get the banana bread off. DA's in conversation. If we can just get these people back into conversation. Not even
and
gonna wait
honestly, oh
for
my goodness, we get low lit during it. And a shot comes off on the double agent. Poor guy, he just was listening for the banana bread, and that is that is
1-1.
1-1. Yeah, both spy wins this time around. And that looked like a very similar game to the last one where an AI took up too much brain space from the sniper to realize that the spy was actually getting some flirts off. Maybe neither of these players really crediting those window flirts so far.
Yeah, the window
And
flirt there. The second flirt was the big one that we just got away with scot-free. We're gonna move on to Wheels here as the spy. And maybe we can see some snipers actually highlight the spy, let alone shoot them. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
yeah, highlight, compared to a low light from last game. Fabsy's not coming next to is actually just AI controlling right now. This is actually kind of dangerous to AI control early on in the balcony game just because the AI could force you to talk, which is not really what you want to be doing. If you're just going to be sitting here, you might as well have control so you don't accidentally pick up suspicion for that talk.
Okay, everybody's in conversation, at least for the banana bread. We white tested, but we do have a bit of cover as Wheels. We do eat the highlight anyways.
Yeah, that was
We
also
don't
a
take the bug.
it was also a double talk, I believe. So
Okay, we are finally taking the drink here and rolling away. We're going to a window where people were. We don't want to get caught for flirting that we're not doing. It's actually going to be a pretty tough finish to flirt because if we roll into conversation now, we're going to be talking at the very end of the game, most likely. Red Dress takes her spot anyways. I think this might be a civilian shot game if you're going to win as Tabsies.
yeah, that would be. It looks like it's going to be very difficult from Fabsies here to finish missions. It's only 24% flirt, and we've only got 50 seconds left. We'd have to do some very, very obvious flirting at this
That's
point.
a choice.
That
That's a
is,
time ad.
yeah, it's white too. So
Nobody's been to Windows for a while. If you just aren't paying attention to the clock at all, then why would you on balcony? Nobody's that silly. Uh, then you might miss it, but
yeah,
really there
and
was no
suddenly
reason why that should have been missed.
and watch this party going, all this party going to Windows suddenly. It looks very, very bad.
Okay, it looks like Pofke was a bit more on the time ad than he let on. Either that or he is really just shooting for the 2 flirt plus white BB.
Yeah, and that means Pofke does go up on balcony 2-1 now. We'll be stepping
Yeah, we
into
got
this next one. Pofke as Seek trying to get the 3-1 coming up.
yeah, ready to go.
Yeah, in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And we're heat seeking Irish, and everybody's in conversation. Banana
Yeah,
bread.
instant
Done.
green contact. And with Smallman in this party, that is really, really suspicious. Even though
2
it's
greens.
perfect. Yeah, oh god, 2 greens. Could we see a 3 green game from Pofke to make a
Th-
3-1 happen?
This is the sort of thing that when you pick balcony, against someone who hits a lot of green tests, even if you think it's like a particularly good map as an underdog. We see this with Kaylee a lot in Diamond, where Kaylee's not a natural balcony player, but he can just 3 green you on the spy side and you lose.
Well, you say that, but he has played a lot of balcony before. Not, I honestly don't think anyone's played as much balcony as Kaylee has. But in this case, 3 greens. That's something that anybody can do, and I don't think we're quite close enough for a green to work here. So Pofke is not going to take the flirt, and is instead going to reposition.
Ooh, safety off.
Yeah, safety off on Disney, and unfortunately, the shot is taken by Tabsies. That means that 3-1 Pofke coming out of balcony, which is really not what Fabsies wanted to see, just because you need that advantage if you think you're the underdog. If you're trying to pick these swingy venues, it's not gonna, work out.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see more swingy venues in the future with things like Aquarium and High Rise, but especially uh, when you're just picking balcony, you're very much making a decision, and that decision's falling apart here for Tabsies. We're moving on to Courtyard. Got more boots. I'm not a huge fan of boots. I just hate her talking animation. It's so visible,
Her bug's pretty good.
and eh, yeah. We'll get this started in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
But
Boots
yeah,
is my go-to for when I just want to pick someone who I think is not particularly someone I would pick, so I end up picking Boots a fair bit.
and she ends up being someone you would pick,
Yeah, exactly.
just in that scenario. Fabs starting off at Windows, not getting any kind of early flirts or STs at statues, so we should be making note of that, thinking, alright, who's at statues? Who do I need to keep in for contact, potentially? We are looks like we are going to seek them down into this next conversation, though.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty loaded conversation. It's a suspected double agent. Don't get baited by that. Ambassador's gone too, and we've got 34%. That's a 34% with someone between us, interestingly enough.
Yeah, something about Courtyard. I have a script for casting it just because this venue has a script. Every single spy finish essentially almost always is going to be that flirt, contact, statues, and find your one hard tell. Pick your poison or fingerprints for the honorary hard tell. Speaking of fingerprints, Ambassador is now putting fingerprints down on a lot of statues.
Yeah, and that's really what you want to see for 2 reasons. One is you can go do fingerprints, obviously. The second is it can get civilians shot. Now if they're going to statues, they've already done inspect, and then it's just getting them to do banana bread. Most players aren't particularly watching for flirt on courtyard. We have a bug opportunity, we do not take it, and probably for the better. We have a less of a
Oh,
bug opportunity, and we do
oh,
take it.
that
Um,
had that was very on screen for Pofkin. It would be very uncharacteristic for him to miss it, but it doesn't seem like it's been seen. Here comes
if
a
he missed the bug,
contact.
I think we might just die in the contact here. Honestly, no, he just didn't see the bug.
Yeah, that's very surprising, very
Okay,
uncharacteristic. But we do pick up the highlight for the real contact. But is that enough? Is it enough for Poppy to see someone who was in for real contact, and then shoot them for going to statues afterwards? Is
this has a
that's all you
fingerprint
need to
on
have?
it.
It's
It's
difficult.
pretty Yeah, it's pretty extracurricular. We don't really need the fingerprint. We just want the flirt. We don't even take the fingerprint. When you're on a place like Courtyard, quick leaves from statues can matter. It's gonna be a question. Ambassador, we do not need your help. We've already gotten our booty touched today. Go away. It's being watched, which is probably a good thing for Tabsies. It means he's not gonna get shot for this flirt. Razor's sticking around, but we're just good to go, I think. Yeah, we're good to go.
Yeah, that is just the game, the bug unseen from Pofke, and unfortunately for him, has to keep his lead now 3-2. Has to keep his lead on Spy on Courtyard, which is a little bit difficult sometimes.
Okay, and more characters. Nope, nope, it's Twin. I was like, are we playing Duke? Duke has good behind the backs, which on Courtyard could be useful, but we're playing Twin, who's just generally pretty good. And we'll do it in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Yeah, this is
And
a big game there. What are you doing, Seduction Target?
Selection Target is standing in the middle of a conversation, and you can't tell him what to do.
I this has been a thing more recently in the last patch, and it's the sort of thing. If I was Pofke, I would be concerned that Tabsies is going to go stand in the middle of a conversation to try and get a low light. That sounds like the sort of play that Tabsies would make.
Yeah, and even though it sounds like the sort of play that Thabsies would make, is Pofke the sort of sniper that would take that bait as far as but it doesn't really matter right now since Pofke's on the spy side, but uh, it's still that kind of thing where both players kind of have to opt into that sort of thing. I believe we saw that a lot in the platinum finals between you and Falcon Hit. Both of you try, not Falcon Hit,
Yaren, but
yeah,
yes.
and yes, I'm sorry, I said Falcon Hit just because it's always true with
Because
Falcon
every
Hit.
other final has been, for sure. We
Yeah,
got our 83% flirt here. We're in conversation with Double Agent, though there's a couple of highlights we'd rather wait for them to settle down. Kind of surprised we haven't taken it, but it's for good reason. The SDA is still out of conversation. Not that we know that.
yeah, and
Playing this quite slowly, honestly.
this would be a very good
Here we go.
contact at this point. Here it comes from Pofke. He's interrupting a couple people because it's a white contact. Luckily, no one leaves because of the interrupt until after the contact has come off. So no extra lowlights due to that. We have seen that burn people before, and now we have
We
those teammates
just
inside.
got the flirt off. That's one of those ones that can really tilt you if you have been waiting so long for the flirt and it doesn't come off. But we do get it this time. We are able to close this game out if we take an inspect swap here, for example. This game's
Ooh,
over in 10
there's
seconds.
there's no rotation coming in. Okay, here's the rotation.
Okay, we eat the
Thabsies
highlight.
took a long time to rotate there. Had not been on this side of the venue for quite a bit.
Ambassador's on
Uh,
the other side. If we do want to do the swap, it's going to be based on the ambassador being buggable.
Yeah.
Um,
And
we're
if we had
very much
swapped right
known to be
now,
at
we
that
would have only
statue,
had
though.
3 seconds. There would basically be no time for Thabsies to see it. I think Pofke would have just straight up won with a swap there. There would not have been
It
enough time.
it would have been a run around the statue game, which we've seen before. It's you can kind of dip into the other statue. Like there's not much places to hide, but if you're just on the other side of the statue, they won't be able to find you in the 2 seconds. We're running out of time. There was a reject from a highlight. We could request here. Wheels would need to. Yep. There's no purloin chain. Ambassador's far away. The statues have just general now. I'm wondering what the finish is going to be here. Looks like we're just walking towards the
Looks like it's a
ambassador.
bug.
Ooh, that's
Oh,
not pretty.
that's very very on screen. Unfortunately, Ambassador leaves the conversation right as we're trying to bump past him, and he bumps us into the conversation and just kind of gives us a wave to the sniper.
Yeah, that was one of the least pretty bugs. I think that's the sort of bug that you learn how to catch bug with. Yeah.
So did someone say twin?
Yeah, more twin. Let's do it. I'm down for that. Scoreboard is 3-3. The longer it goes, even I think the happier Pofke is, but he did have a lead, and that's a pity. We got Damon and Toby making out here, and we'll get this started in 3, 2, 1. Playing it.
Look, they're the only old art characters left. They have to find some solace, and that solace is in each other. Thabsy's kind of trying to home the ambassador down, decides eventually not to take the bug, but we do just do a NASCAR right around the statue.
NASCAR being when you only go around the statue turning left. Uh, Goodness, it is actually quite impressive. I do want to mention it. It's just when you're doing something that an AI would never do, but a spy would never do, like just circling the statue, you're not going to get noticed because it's not something that's ever being watched for. Unlike, for example, potential bugs, we do not take a bug here. We're just going towards our starting target, and our spot gets taken again. We just cannot get this flirt in.
Yeah, Thabsy is redirecting off of that spot getting taken. Could have maybe tried to do a harder redirect once he saw that spot taken, or stopped as if he was going to this conversation. Act like an AI because you've seen that spot taken. It does take a little bit of situational awareness to realize your spot's about to be taken and then decide to do that AI like hard redirect to get a low light. But not everyone looks for pathing, so it might end up being a useless
Pofke
effort
does.
anyways. Yeah, but Pofke,
Pofke has not been taking many lowlights, honestly. At least to start this set. But he is someone who will take pathing lowlights for sure. He is
Yeah,
very careful
Fab
about his etiquette on the spy side too. Duke's stuffing himself in
Tabsies.
here. We need to get this flirt, and we prefer green, honestly. Ooh. The laser's touching us. We get neutral and then back to highlight.
Yeah,
Um,
Pofke messing around with twin highlights there does not like having both twins highlight, and unfortunately, it's us that keeps the highlight instead of the other twin who had just been to statues. So we, that twin leaves without a highlight. Tabsies keeps his, and Pofke, still only has one highlight other than Toby in this party, and that is Tabsies.
I would have considered burloning here just based on where the game is. We're doing a fake banana bread. It is actually going to be fake for us. There's no SD in our conversation. We are looking for a timer flirt here, but red dress might leave after the drink take. We're clear in that regard. We still need to green the flirt. This is all very tense. Wow,
We do
Tabsy
it
hits two
though.
greens for the flirt.
Yeah, and we actually knock out the only other statue visitor in our twin. We do call Toby over. This is actually the
Hmm.
first white of the game.
It's on the other
And
side of the statue from, yeah. Pofke's over it, despite the fact that he wasn't particularly holding his laser to watch it. Good awareness to catch the white test from the statue visitor in this case.
yeah, and that means that Pofke is now up 4-3, trying to keep that advantage. And even at a draw state, Pofke is at that advantage because of the higher seed. But if Pofke can take a real advantage here on Courtyard, that would be big.
So let's do it. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, easy to see that Purloin last game, unfortunately, because Courtyard has such a high sniper angle. On some venues, it can be quite difficult to get that list in view just because of the angle, but in this case, Courtyard, you're seeing it from almost a. It feels like a bird's eye view sometimes, and that list is easy to see. So that just gets shot for Pofke, starting off with a 50% flirt.
Yeah, Pofke here, up 4-3. This is his pick. I don't think you particularly mind being 4-4 as the higher seed, and Pofke is that. But preferably you win your own pick. That's a safety off on wheels. We'll need to keep an eye on him.
Yeah, something about that path or something that Wheels did not seem to. If Tabbies didn't like it, is what I'm trying to say. Here
Wheels
comes
is
a
not being helped
contact.
here by the banana bread. It is going to give us some mission completion and also keep the wheels suspicion alive. That's a green purloin.
That's a green Purloin, and Wheels is kind of in the area. If we're not completely sure of where that Purloin came from, it could look like Wheels did it. We do
We
go pick
almost
up
have a
the
game-winning
statue.
flirt there, but we don't get the flirt. It's
Oh my
84%.
god, Wheels is being offered with this Purloin.
Oh no.
Oh, Wheels takes
No.
it. Wheels takes
Yeah.
it. He just gets shot.
The
And
wheels keep
even
on spinning here for Pofke.
yeah, Pofke manages to hit a green Purloin. It bounces around for a bit, and then it lands on the biggest suspect in the game for Thabsies. Really unfortunate for Thabsies there. However, with how much that was bouncing around, I'm not sure if Thabsies could have taken that shot on Pofke for one more flirt anyways.
Yeah, the question is if Tabsies had seen the fade, would he have been on Pofke? Pofke did not have a game closing because he didn't green the flirt there at statues. We were only 84. We'd still have to do another flirt, so he at least had the time to take the shot. That being said, not the case. Wheels will never roll again, and we're on to high rise. Where oh look, Wheels has not been invited.
Yeah, Wheels, Fabs just said, Wheels, you screwed me over last time, and I know I shot you for it, but this time you're not invited. Instead, we're playing as Smallman in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, so small man, obviously very powerful because he is small. High rise, not particularly the small man venue of choice. We'll see things like library and aquarium and ballroom where his small stature is a bit more powerful. I suspect this is still like a purposeful pick by Tabsies. Maybe he thinks that small man's less suspicious because he's not on his preferred map.
Yeah,
We don't,
Fabsies.
okay, we do make a bit of a dive for the briefcase, but we're never going to be able to beat boots to it.
Yeah, we make that kind of it's kind of out of obligation. We just think, okay, you know what? I have to make this dive for this briefcase. It just has to happen. The redirect's a little bit, not quite on point of where you would want it to be. but it doesn't really matter. We're just bouncing around. We're going right back to green bucks.
Yeah, I think it might not be rewarded in part because it's just behind the pillar and it's hard to see if it's a good redirect or not. It wasn't particularly clean, and I think Pofke might be being a bit more conservative just because of how dramatic Tabsies spy can be at times.
Yeah, we do see some other AIs picking up highlights for various activities. Unfortunately, we try to go for this last flirt, but it doesn't happen. Instead, our ST goes back to bookshelves. Are we going to go back for a third time to get this last flirt? Fabsies says no, grabbing a drink.
Yeah, I've never seen an AI who isn't the ambassador do the same bookcase 3 times. And maybe it's a low light, maybe it's a highlight. You never really know. Come on, C, come here, buddy. No, don't, no, C. I thought he was gonna come here. We had marginal space near us, and it felt like it. We can drop over, but it might get us highlight if we talk too quickly.
Well,
We
I mean, it's in a small conversation like that, it's basically a 50-50. If it is an AI going in there, it's a 50-50 of who would talk first between your ST and you. So it's not that suspicious. What's more suspicious is the fact that you are moving into that conversation. But we don't get the highlight for it, but we do pick up. Oh god, the 99%. I hate saying it. Uh,
we have emotes for this because in the Discord because it's such a miserable thing to have to be in. We're gonna be fine. Like we should be able to get this flirt as long as Seek doesn't run off to statues, into briefcase, into more statues. And if he does that sort of thing, he might just get shot. We do need to do the banana bread.
oh
Oh, the
no!
timing.
The
So Queen.
contact comes off right as Pofke decides Queen has been too suspicious. She's gone over there. She could be getting a bug right now and goes for the shot, but the contact ringing in his ears as the bullet flies.
So
And
Queen did
oh
the
man.
statues closest to the conversations, and then did a bug path into statues at the end there. If you assume that she's also done flirt, we don't need to hear the contact. That being said, the contact here would have given her a true alibi. She was as far away from the conversations as she possibly could have been. A moment more, and Pofke doesn't lose this game.
Yeah,
Maybe at least at this moment. Tabsies was in a fair position, though we still need to do some tell, be it in specs or probably bug. I don't think fingerprint was really on the table.
Yeah, Pofke must be kicking himself for that shot. He did not need to take it quite that fast. You are allowed, that was 10 seconds after the missions have been completed. Queen only had the one inspect, and if you credit the bug right there, then she's still just picking up the statue just now. You have about like 12-ish seconds before before she would mission win otherwise. So that quick shot from Pofke costing him this game, and really just it's not a mistake that really burns you very often, but it burned him big here. And Fabsies, clawing it back on high rise.
Yeah, this is the sort of thing that you want to see on high rise. Get your spy win, and then you just have to close it out. We've seen a lot of people pick high rise and then not be able to actually snipe it. It's not that practiced of a map for some people.
Yeah,
The
Fabsies
305 in general.
now on that sniper side that can be quite perilous sometimes. Pofke playing as the culprit of his last lost Queen in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
My theory here is it's the dog is the spy. The dog did not get shot, so we're still allowed to play queen here. It's fine.
Well, the dog just can't get shot,
Oh,
right?
that's
Like,
not nice, Tabsies. So we go into conversation, we talk. It's all very much someone has to talk, either us or Irish. But we've now been flirt paired with Irish and eaten a highlight, despite the fact that we actually have no mission completion.
yeah, but the fact that we have been so obviously flirt paired with Irish might end up being a good thing for Pofke. If we don't go back to Irish, we suddenly lose a lot of heat. It looked bad because we were standing on top of one another, and Thabsies thought this looks like a spy could be one of them. And on the other
Hello,
hand,
Ambassador. Hello, Toby. We don't want
uh,
any of this. We
do
do
we
not
take this
like
bug?
bullets.
This is a pretty
No,
bad
you can
angle,
do the
though.
twitch. You can do the twitch bug, I guess, but
Yeah, I mean,
um,
just Thabsies was not really holding the best angle for that bug, so it could have been a good one, but it was being watched despite the bad angle. We do lose the highlight as well as Irish, and instead our ST picks it up. This
Tabsies not highlighting for the statue visit from Smallman. He's got some strategy going on here.
yeah.
Irish has been everywhere, by the way. She just hasn't been in a conversation since the flirt pairing.
Yeah, Irish definitely not flirting with anybody. We don't seem to be flirting with anybody. We do have one flirt because our ST came to us, but we have lost that early suspicion that Fabsy's put on us. And here
Yeah.
comes the contact. And this is only Irish out, and honestly,
Oh! So it was a real
double agent.
contact, but the double agent splits on us. It's going to look really bad for us and I guess also Orange Dress if we do a banana bread in the future because it really looks like we just got unlucky there. It's going to be on Tabsies to remember that. There's too much to remember on High Rise.
Yeah, that it's something about high rise is that I was gonna say
Insta
something
talk
about
there from Disney, but what three missions has he done? Like
perhaps fingerprints. I hadn't really checked. Let me see. Let me just like run back through this game. Um,
it's either that or bug, but it's just the insta talk there. Coming into conversation
uh,
again with Queen, which he did
yeah, okay,
earlier.
one drink fingerprint, and then well, actually, it's just the one fingerprint. It's
Yeah,
just only
I think
one.
it's a bit jumpy there from Tabsies, and this is what I was talking about. You can get a spy win in High Rise. That's not news. You have to actually win the map to get value from it, and he just takes the errant shot here on Disney, despite the fact that he he hadn't finished missions to the best of our knowledge. It's this quick talk that really screws the pooch for Disney life. He won't be invited to our birthday party either. And then we're moving on to some library.
Library is correct. One of those venues that has a lot of spy agency, but still, the sniper win rate is pretty darn high. It's a 5 of 8 venue, so we'll see if the spies here can outwit the sniper, or if the snipers have that control due to the venue.
Fantastic. We are Seek. We'll get this started in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, and just to remind everybody once more, this is for gold. Pofke, I believe, right now is 2 games away from gold. 6-4.
Yeah, Tabsies needs 5. Pofke's taking the lead there with uh, the good high rise play. And I think he's going to be pretty comfortable. He's got 2 of his picks. Library is going to be something that it's going to be hard for Tabsies to win on the spy side. Aquarium and Ballroom are going to be our last picks if we get there. If Pofke just wins both these library games, the set is over and he is gold division.
Yeah, gold division joining Dowsy and Lazy Bear. And oh my goodness, Gold Division is going to be scary next year. So I don't envy him necessarily. I'm trying to get out of there right now. I'm going to be playing an unnamed opponent tomorrow. Because that opponent is going to be determined by the match cast later today. Scallions versus the Bananaconda, the winner of that match. I'm going to be playing them to get out of Gold Division. But before that, we have to find out who gets into Gold Division, and Pofke is sniping for it right now.
When we say later today, this is going to probably be the longest cast. We are doing a host and caster switch here. Just stick around. It might be a moment while the casters and hosts switch around, but it should be seconds, not minutes, let alone hours. We are doing nothing, by the way.
Yeah, this is a very hard idol from Fabi's only. A pretty weak flirt at 30%. Not close enough for a 3 white flirt. And we just kind of take out this yellow book, put it right back, and we are going to go into green books to get the second flirt done.
One thing I think might be happening here in Tabsy's mind is because he did the time ad on balcony and got caught for it, he might be a bit more hesitant to do time ads now. I don't think that's good logic necessarily because getting caught for a time ad on balcony is the least surprising thing ever. Um, but if he thinks Pofke is someone who can catch time ads, it makes library a lot harder because we just have no mission completion. We've already burnt through half the clock.
You'll notice that Pofke is starting to take some of his characteristic lowlights, has 3 on the map right now despite no contact coming off. So, narrowing down this party a little bit as this time goes on. We do have a few highlights, just 2 though. Just 2 highlights, not too many. Now 3 as Oprah gets highlight at the side statues there. So Fabsies has no progress. and a few people eliminated in Pofke's mind, a few people suspects. We're not either.
Swap frame.
Oh, here
Swap
comes a
frame.
swap frame.
So it's on red dress is the person we're trying to get killed. We might not see it immediately because of Seek's big body. Um, but it looks like the laser's just going back between us and red dress. This seems like it might be a two-player game. I don't think Pofke is necessarily going to take the low lights if he does know it's a two-player game. He doesn't seem like that sort of player from what we've seen on the balcony game. We
Yeah,
do eat a casual highlight, and it doesn't seem like there's that much reaction. I might just be putting my thoughts into it. There are some low lights coming off here. Okay, here
yeah.
comes the wave on the swap.
Here comes the wave of all these low lights for that swap. Is very sure of it. We know who it is. I honestly kind of like the move from Tabsies. He saw the laser trying to get a glimpse of that statue from the while Oprah was holding it, and
Okay, so the bad news here is if you're paying attention as a sniper, we know that Red Dress actually can't do any inspects at this statue because this is the swap statue. Um, so this doesn't actually mean anything for us right now.
yeah,
It
perhaps
does
if
look like inspects complete if you're not paying that much attention, but you only have a few suspects.
what I would
The
like,
beeping's going to start, and this book, she's been to two bookcases. It's just going to be watched, though, and there's not going to be a microfilm. She's an AI.
yeah, what I would have liked to see from Tabsies right there is to go next to Oprah, block her right arm with your body.
Wow.
Yeah, that shot did not seem very warranted from Pofke. Did not need to take it. I think was just crediting Tabsies with honestly quite a lot. We were nowhere near done with missions, but and no contact had come off. So a
Yeah.
lot being credited there from Pofke, and the shot is correct, but probably could have just let Tabsies time out.
Yep. Uh, in the end, it means that Pofke just needs to win one more game to get to gold.
Yeah, Pofke is on the cusp with one library spy game. Could make it right here, right now. Thabsies on the ropes needs 5 games in a row without dropping a single one to make the challenger to gold in one season jump happen.
Yeah, there are consolation prizes here if he loses. He still gets one more week's match, but that's not what we're here. We're here for gold, and let's do it in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, as you
I say
mentioned,
consolation prizes,
Thabsies.
I mean things like silver. It's not
Yeah, silver. Playing for silver next week. Oh, instant
beep,
red watch
beep,
check.
beep.
Oh, and this has been caught by Thabsies. Gets a couple of good lowlights for it. Honestly, not that many. It's time of chaos, so it's very hard to take a lot of confident lowlights off of the time app. But we do get a few, and honestly, there's actually not that many. There's only
That bounce
two,
was
and
really sick, by the way. Reward us
like
for it. We just ran straight into him and bounced off. It was great.
yeah.
Um,
Would you call 2 lowlights for an extra 45 seconds in the game worth it?
I like time ads.
Yeah, figures. All right. Yeah, Pofke maybe thinking that that is worth it for him.
We're ignoring
So
that briefcase as a choice. We are doing a swap summon here? That path makes no sense.
I've actually seen some AIs do it before on this patch where they bounce off of a spot they were going to land. Uh, it's a very new behavior, so you might not get a low light for it. You might even get a highlight for it. So I'm not sure why Pofke went for it. We don't excuse me, actually get the flirt. So we're only, 2 inspects into this game. This 45 seconds has been burned and then some. So
Pofke's bouncing around, and I'm not sure it's ever going to get rewarded here. We just haven't seen many lowlights for behavioral or etiquette things from either player this set. I think they're trimming back, knowing that the other player is capable.
yeah, Pofke so close and yet playing so slowly. You'd think that some players react differently under pressure. Under pressure like this, being ahead, maybe you're comfortable and you just want to go crazy, knowing you're probably going to win anyways when you have 5 games to win. But Pofke instead playing it very, very slowly, testing Fabsy's stamina and patience on this game. Another time ad coming in from Pofke. It is we do have a highlight scene at Windows doing it, so Thabsies needs to hold a shot. But we have seen similar games from Thabsies on Library himself, who in the tiebreaker match versus Jake Armstrong in Challenger tried to do a bunch of time matches Smallman and just waited out, forced Jake to wait. Can Thabsies do the same thing that Jake was able to all those matches before? It's
Yeah.
going to be really difficult.
We have inspect. We don't have any flirt. We got 3 minutes left. I think this might just be a continually do cheeky time ads and make the game go on forever because I don't see the intent to finish here from Pofke. He is looking around like he's considering things, but it's like if you wanted to flirt there, you would have left 5 seconds ago, 10 seconds ago. You wouldn't have
Yeah,
done that.
no. We're just taking the hard idle game just like Fabsies did last game. Here comes the fake contact. We were moving into this conversation, so we had the less chance of being in for real. We are two highlights talking to each other, but neither of us have an SDA in there. And now it looks pretty bad for those highlights in the conversation all the way over at the left, who did have the real DA in with them. Pofke does know where one of them is, and he saw it in conversation, so took the fake, trying to get a frame somewhere,
If you're
forcing
trying to get a
Fabs
low
to
light
hold the
here,
shot.
you still need to do some completion. You can't do 5 missions in 60 seconds, for example. Alice, as a highlight, goes as far away from the ambassador as possible. Trying to figure out who tabs he wants to shoot. Not sure there is an answer to that question yet. There just hasn't been any noise.
Yeah,
We got
and this is one of the kind of games where you have a lot of suspects, but it doesn't feel like the spy's really doing much. Despite that, a lot of people
General
doing random
and
things.
ambassador are hilarious. You're
Yeah,
already
that
low
was
light. Get out of
yeah.
here.
Fabsy's shaking his laser a little bit in frustration about how much the ambassador just kind of gave Pofke and Disney bugs right there. Disney being one of the other highlights in this game. We still have nothing done from Pofke. Is really just committing to this timeout force, and even if this play does not work from Pofke, it is a long game. Fabies has to play a lot of sniper, and it is a taxing thing to do playing as sniper. So this play from Pofke is, partially designed to just wear down Fabsies, make it harder for him to go into the next games and win
I would have
4
liked the
more of
purloin
them.
there. I think a purloin there would have been appropriate. Look how far away Toby's going to. If we green the purloin, it would have looked like it would have been absolutely Alice requesting from across the map. Are we finally doing a flirt?
We
No,
do request this
we're
Purloin though.
setting up a request behind the pillar. This looks like a request too, though.
Here comes another
This is a
contact.
yeah, fake banana bread to cover the purloin. We're next to Smallman. This might just be a Smallman like hard commit frame. A green purloin here. That's not
It's
green.
white though.
You know we're not done, but you can definitely shoot us here. Smallman
Yeah, if it was
rejecting. Yeah,
seen,
there might be like Queen or Alice as suspects. They are highlights, and they did potentially reject over there.
Nerves
There's no
of
reason to
Steel
shoot
coming in from
though.
Fabsies right now. 7 seconds left on the clock. Purloin seen, but no shot coming. And Poppy is going for the next time ad, but here it comes. 45 seconds out of the match, and Fabsies knows exactly who it is this time. And
Yeah,
Pofke goes down, forced Fabsies to hold the shot. Fabsies did so excellently, not falling for the play. It is a stamina testing game here, and we'll
yeah.
see if Fabs can keep that high level of sniper and spy play throughout the next 4 games he needs to win to make gold.
Yeah, it looks like Pofke was just trying to frame Smallman potentially. Banana Bread plus Purloin is pretty powerful in just getting people shot, and really good job by Tabsies by not taking a jumpy shot there when I don't think people have been finishing in specs and stuff. The that those actual like fifth missions in your mission counting. We're onto Aquarium. We have a shark now, and we are red dress in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, Pofke, despite that game not working out, this is his
You can see
advantage.
you can see the cogs in Tabsy's mind where he's like, "Do I want to go to statues? No, I'm being a respectful boy today. I'm just gonna go to Windows and zip. I think he really considered swapping there.
Yeah, no swap coming off this time. I think Blink Twin did pick up a highlight for a possible swap though, because no other statue visitors do seem to be picking up those highlights. So, oh god. If Tabsies is on this, we could see Blink Twin as a huge frame target. You want to keep them in for a real contact as best as you can, because then Pofke has to make the decision: was this statue swapped, and is this twin flirting in this game? And catching flirt can be so difficult sometimes.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those things where it's really hard to know what the sniper is suspicious about. If you see someone do like a bug path, for example, you really can try and at least keep that person as an alibi. Um, the other option is do things like purloin. If we choose to purloining to someone who's already been to statues like Twin makes a lot of sense. You don't necessarily need to know that they also could have been flirting and could have also swapped.
Yeah, getting that extra hardtail in for this character can be really big. We'll see if Thabsies chooses his victim as far as this goes, or if he's not quite on top of it. Again, this is quite late in the set. He was just forced to play a very long sniper game, so stamina is a big portion. And we are going next to a twin, but it's not the twin we're kind of looking for here. The twin making a bug path past the
Oh,
ambassador
that is the
definitely.
buggiest path.
Yeah, but fortunately, there was plenty of, or fortunately for Pofke, rather, there was plenty of space there to realize, okay, this twin is not actually bugging. So, looks like we're not going. If we do take this Purloin, it's not going to go to anyone that's super suspicious. We do have Irish next to us, who is a highlight, but not as big of a suspect I would guess, as Blink Twin is right now. Thabsies, playing a really slow game. But if you're playing that slow game, you have to be really concerned about who else could have been doing missions, because rushes, they predicate on the fact that the sniper does not realize you're done before that 10 seconds go off. As far as these slow games, you have to keep enough noise in the party for the sniper not to notice everything you're doing. And here comes the purloin. Will this even come off?
It's expired.
It's expired. All right.
The cute play that you missed is we did a time ad behind the shark. Your
Ah.
feet C's are still showing, but we added some time there and it was great. And now we finish flirt and it's great. And if we do a banana bread, Twin might die. JK. There's a little shake there from Tabsies for good reason. Um, now we are sitting here with one mission and do not have
Yeah.
half our missions done if Double Agent had obliged us.
Yeah, we are only that
Oh,
one mission in.
Twin buddy, oh pal, you want to die? Because doing briefcase here and getting a fingerprint is a death wish in some sense.
Yeah, Twin very well could get shot here soon, even without the contact coming off. We are doing some statues behind a shark, but we won't be behind the shark forever, so we do get seen at the statues by Pofke, so it is
Red
not.
inspect. Yeah.
Yeah, we do almost do that that 3 cycle due to the red inspect, but it's fine. We don't pick up the highlight for statues either. We are going to go to the bar right after Twin, or perhaps we're going to go to the back actually. I thought we were going to the bar, but we might just going for another time ad.
Yeah. In our narrative where Twin is the person who we want to get killed, if we do a purloin here, Twin's the only other person who's been to a bar in a long time. If we do a purloin direct here, it's framing ourselves.
We just do a nice reject, actually. It wasn't even a cheese reject. And oh no! We go for the contact, and Twin has, left town. Does pop into another conversation while behind the Sark, so still could be a suspect, is not picking up that low light. Luckily, not,
We're
not
choosing
punished for that
inspect
AI
swap
luck.
as our finish.
Yeah, inspect swap
We're
here coming out.
quick pickup. Tabsies is not waiting around. We're gonna do the last inspect. We have two already, and then Queen is gonna give us some extra cover. That's nice of you, Queen.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
but the
We're
fade is
doing the nice hold.
seen.
We cannot be. Oh,
Yeah, the fade
how
is
much of that was
seen.
seen?
The shark unfortunately does not get there in time. Queen leaves before, like right as the fade is happening, and the shark, which was right about to come and cover us up from the shot, we have
Yeah,
7 seconds left.
we do not get full cover, but I think in part the shot might have been coming off because the shark was coming. That being said, congratulations to Pofke.
Yeah,
He
Pofke with
is
that
now in
bullet.
gold.
with that bullet makes gold. Getting top 2 in the tournament of position, has one more match against the winner of this upcoming match that we will be casting in a moment. It's a little bit of a show match because there is no real difference between getting first and second, but going 4-0 in the tournament of position,
you want to be the
it's a
champion.
point of pride for sure.
That's one you get to put on your Spy Party resume. That being said, Tabsies played well. We do want to give him the GGs well played here, but it's also not his season's not over. He's got one more game to play. He will be playing the loser of our next match. The winner of the next match will get silver, and the loser will get bronze in that fourth match for Tab.